Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. We are live from our studios in Eden Prairie. Happy Tuesday, which scientists and doctors deem the most productive day of the week. That's without any evidence. Welcome to the show. I'm Jace. Hope you're having a good morning. She is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my sidekick sister. Please clap at home for Miss Kendall. Good morning.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I love how colorful everything is behind me. It's so fun. It's so
I
exciting.
love it. Yeah, again, kudos to the creative service department.
Yeah.
How was your night last night?
It was good. It was pretty quiet. I'm really excited for tonight because it's going to be like 82.
I was just talking to Adam, and I'm excited because I'm going to go. Usually my outdoor runs end right about
Around
now.
now.
But I'm going to Forrest Gump it, man. I'm going to get out, and I'm not going to come back for like 4 days. I'm just going to start running. I'll be in Alabama.
Down the Mississippi he goes.
Yeah. I told, I said, Mom, you should come for, she's in the cities now. I said, Mom, you should come with me. No, she's not. She's like, I just survived a hurricane. I'm not going running.
I'm fine sitting right here.
I'm fine sitting right here with her dinosaur / dog. Again, I just want to remind all of you, and eventually, I should say this. My mom wants everyone to know that she will eventually have her on the show. She is going to post something on Facebook because she feels bad. She started crying yesterday. She got a little emotional. She's like, I don't want people to be mad at me that I haven't thanked everybody yet. I go,
oh my word.
Mother, you just survived a hurricane, and you lost your husband. You lost it. It's fine, Mother. Minnesota understands. When the time is right, you'll come on the show. We'll get you, we'll if we're like Ellen, a big check or something. I don't know. But I said, Mom, don't worry about it. People understand. You've been through a lot.
Right.
But eventually, she'll come on the show and say thanks to everybody. So
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when something bad happens and someone does something nice for you, I think it's completely appropriate. When I do something nice for someone in a bad situation, you don't need to thank me. Like, you're in a rough spot. That's why I did it.
And people have been so nice. I said, like today, Jeff and I got a box from Kimmy. Kimmy got her shoes.
Aww.
Don Nielsen gave her gift cards. All of you have given her gift cards. It's so nice. Every day, she keeps saying how good the people of Minnesota are. And I go, I've been telling you for years. But anyway.
Hurry on up. Get on up here.
Speaking of Minnesota, hey, before we get to the hot dish, something happened while I was gone that I didn't get to focus enough attention on. And I want to do it right now. I want to spend just a minute or two celebrating a great man who is retiring. I shouldn't say retiring. I think he's just moving to the next chapter. I'm talking about WCCO's Bill Hudson. Now, a lot of you know I started my TV career 23 years ago. Not a word, Kendall. 23. Kendall was barely coloring books at that time. I started my career at WCCO, which I always consider I'm a lucky guy because I started at one of the best stations ever. And I started there surrounded by great people. Don Shelby, Dave Moore, Amelia Santinello, and Pat Kessler, and Bill Hudson. Bill Hudson he's a capital J journalist, and he really is. In a time where people go, he is a journalist. And more than that, equal to that, Bill is a good man. He's such a good man. He and his wife drove hours to support something that I was doing a couple months ago. And I haven't worked at CCO in many, many years. And he's just one of the kindest men I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And he is on that list. When I talk about the luck that I've had in my career, and the luck comes from the people that I've been blessed to work with, including folks here at Channel 9, he's on that list, right there with Shelby, right there with Pat Kessler, right there with my boss, Marion Mim Davey. He's on that list of people that, when I look back at my career, I was lucky. I got to work with Hudson. So, Bill, on behalf of the entire Twin Cities, I hope you get told a lot. I hope you're now sitting at home taking in the love because you deserve it. When I think of journalists in this city, you're on the list of people I think about. You're one of the best, and you're going to be greatly missed at a time when we need people like you in our business. So, Bill, I wish you the very best. Let's get started, everybody. It is now time for the hot dish. Here we go.
Hey,
See, I dropped my spoon. Bill wouldn't do that, Kendall. Bill would be able to start his own show without dropping a spoon. Here we go. After weeks of buildup, we finally got a chance to see the new Dancing with the Stars. Season 29 kicked off with a new host, no live audience, and social distancing all over the place. All 15 couples danced last night, including local pro, our buddy Alan Burston. Look. Yep, that's Alan, dancing with actress and YouTuber Sky Jackson, earning one of the higher scores of the night, 21 out of 30, which is really good for the first week. That's real good. And I knew it right away. I mean, well, Alan's so good. His choreography's so good. Sky is just talented. Talent just bursting from her. So do you like that I'm starting with the positive?
I do. I'm just twiddling my thumbs, waiting
Are you
for
waiting?
it to come.
You waiting? Here we go. So there's the positive. Alan, I love you.
Just the one.
Here's the positive. There's a couple others. One person everyone wanted to see is Carol Baskin from Tiger King. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here's Carol.
Took my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive.
If we showed you any more, your TV would explode. Carol's Paso Doble didn't impress the judges. She didn't kill it, as Bruno said. Insert your own jokes there. She earned 11 out of 30. She earned 11 out of 30. That was the lowest score of the night by 1. Some other person got 12. She got 11. Here's the deal. There's always a Carol Baskin in every season.
Right.
The person that's on there, that's the novelty, that you know has 4 left feet and all right shoes. You know, Carol is it. She's there not because she can dance. It's the spectacle of it. Did you watch anything?
I did. Actually, you'd be really proud of me. I did watch because I knew we'd talk about it today. I'm going to let you go into what I think you feel. I don't know. I haven't asked you yet.
Okay.
And then play off of that.
Okay, here we go. As I mentioned, Tyra Banks is the new host of Dancing with the Stars. Here she is, making it all about her. I'm sorry, here she is, I mean at the entrance of the show, at the very start of the broadcast, debuting herself and her dress and the brand new ballroom, retrofitted with no audience. Oh, she's still walking. Here's what I will say. I thought this was going to not be great, and it wasn't great. I don't want to beat around the bush. I miss Tom. I miss Aaron, and I know people don't like change. I was bemoaning that yesterday. But here's my problem with Tyra, is if you're going to replace Tom Bergeron, who is a master of live broadcasting, you better do something to keep the same type of light and mood that Tom created. If I were revamping the show, if I were the producers or ABC, what I would have done was I would have brought in a comedian like a Steve Harvey. Not that Steve needs another job, but you bring in a Steve Harvey to keep that light and levity. Because every time it went to Tyra, who was very rat-a-tat-tat in her hosting, the little joy that existed in that show was sucked out. It was just very dry. Tom could riff with the judges. He was a master at ad-lib. Tyra, as great as she is sometimes as an actress, as great as she was on America's Top Model, she isn't great reading the teleprompter. She's not.
It's not her thing.
It was very jilted and stilted and not enjoyable to watch. Almost joyless.
That was a lot. That was so much to digest for me. I was just going to say, it was a very different spectacle.
Yes.
Like, spectacle is the word I kept thinking of. Like, so many flashing lights and loud outfits and dramatic facial expressions when, just like you said, when Tom and whoever, most recently Tom and Aaron, would do it, it was much more toned down and about the program and not about the host.
Not everyone was happy to see Carol Baskin on the show. The family of her missing and presumed dead husband bought commercial time during the show on ABC, offering a $100,000 reward for information on dude's disappearance. Don Lewis hasn't been seen since, well, 97. One lawyer even asked people for info about Baskin to see if she was involved in his disappearance. That is mic drop. Like, that, I wanted to be in that family meeting. Seriously.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, Dancing with the Stars over there on ABC. Let us know what you think on Facebook. Next in the dish, it could be one and done for the new breakout star of The Real Housewives of New York. According to TMZ, Leah McSweeney, I love you, is refusing to sign a contract for the next season because of a lowball offer from Bravo. So here's the dealio. Sources are saying to TMZ that Leah made only $3,000 an episode in her first season, and Bravo offered her an itty-bitty little raise for season 2. Leah wants more money, especially after becoming a fan favorite in her debut. The new season, this is where it gets complicated, the new season is supposed to start shooting like tomorrow, this month. Bravo, you've lost Bethany. You've lost Lisa Vanderpump. You've lost Dorinda. You've lost Tinsley. Whatever. You can't lose Leah, and that's scandalous. Do you know how much, like Bethany, not that she's Bethany was making millions per episode.
Oh, yeah.
Leah is your next Bethany. Give her what she deserves. The franchise is already in peril. You can't afford to lose Leah. Thank you.
What do you think that they offered her that was like low ball to her? I mean, we know what
She was
made
making
last
$3,000.
season.
I bet they offered her like $4,000.
Seriously? You
Which
think
is
it was
scandalous.
that low?
That's a lot of money for us,
Right.
not for Bravo. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Let Andy Cohen have maybe a less gym membership and then give her that money.
One less gym.
Yeah. Lots more to come, everybody. Go get another cup of coffee and meet me back here in just a few minutes. Don't go now, because we're just getting started. Next.
Oh, my God!
She's met an alien, had 50 first dates, and was literally an angel. But can Drew Barrymore host a daytime show? Our honest critique is coming up next. Then a local guy is gaining a big following on social media, not by dancing or posing. Nope, it's all because of his best friend, Ellie. He's joining us live. And not one, but two best things ever. And both are something you can watch this week, and I'm sure you're gonna love. Two documentaries that I'm telling everyone about. You'll find out what they are coming up.
Now, I want to talk to you about this because you recently set TikTok on fire with a video that you posted. Take a look.
Stop commenting daddy on all of my posts. I ain't your daddy. I hate to break it to you, but I ain't your daddy. And your real daddy's probably getting his feelings hurt. I appreciate the support. It's a little weird, but I do appreciate the support.
Is this a real thing?
It is a real thing. This is a joke that my followers and I have between us, but they all call me daddy for some reason.
I'm interested, when did Dr. Phil take the decision to just jump with both feet straight into TikTok?
Well, it's right when my social media team came in and said, you should open a TikTok account and see what happens. I said, well, whatever that is, okay.
I hear you, Dr. Phil. I never thought I would have much in common with Dr. Phil, but today's a new day, Miss Scarlett. Dr. Phil on with Corden last night. Now, you may have noticed something a little different with that show because James hosted the show away from his studio after coming into contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Corden himself said he tested negative, but he is playing it safe, as we all are trying to do. Welcome back to the show, everybody. The new TV season is underway. Be that as Esme Murphy. And yesterday we got our first look at the newest daytime show. They don't like to call them talk shows anymore, Kendall. They're daytime shows. This one hosted by Drew Barrymore.
And I'm so excited to figure out this thing called life with you. I believe in the collective experience, and for my entire life, I've been interacting with people. And that's exactly what I want to do on this show. This is all for you.
Is it? Anyway, the Drew Barrymore show premiered after weeks of build-up. Drew's first guests were her Charlie's Angels co-stars, celebrating, and I can't believe this, 20 years since.
We all made Charlie's Angels. We made it. And we're making this show. And so when we sat around and thought about who is this, first guest, nothing felt right, nothing was there. And all of a sudden, in like a divine intervention, I was like, Cameron and Lucy, and everything fell into place.
Massive congratulations.
That's Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu joining Drew on her socially distanced set. Like, for instance, let me just show you. See Cameron all the way to the right? She's actually green screened into that interview, which may have added to one of the awkward moments of the show yesterday, which is, even though they were really good friends, that was just an awkward interview. I don't know if it was first day kind of nerves for Drew. Maybe, I think they really do like each other. Maybe it was the technology. I don't know, but even amongst friends, that interview was a little awkward. Now, before I say anything else, and I do have opinions about this about that show, I do always like to preface when we do topics about other shows, I know what it's like to launch a talk show. So I never try to be too harsh, because I think really a show doesn't find its groove for a year or two. Having said all of that, I have to be honest in my first day critique, it was mad awkward. It was mad awkward. My better half, who doesn't like embarrassment, we call it secondhand embarrassment.
Yes.
Colin literally had to turn his back to the TV. He goes like this, I can't watch this, I can't watch this. Because the opening was just weird. She was screaming a lot. She was screaming about Monday. I don't know, and I love her. And then the Hot Topic segment, which they call Drew's News, that's fun. Here's the deal. Here's my bottom line. The producers need to get Drew off the teleprompter, because let Drew be Drew. That's why I'm coming to watch it. I don't know, like Tyra, my comments about Tyra, I don't know if reading a teleprompter is the best way to go. These shows rise and fall based on the bosses letting the people be themselves. That's why you gave them a show. If you try to make them into something they're not, it's not going to succeed, because it's going to come across as inauthentic, and there's not going to be a connection with the audience. Love me or hate me, you know what I mean? I try to put it all out there, whether you want me to or not. And Drew has that ability. I'm rooting for her to succeed. This show, this pilot, not a good start.
No, it was very much, it felt like a weird mixture of like Mr. Rogers and QVC. Like,
oh, yeah,
like
okay.
excitement of QVC, woo, and like Mr. Rogers, we all love each other, and Mondays are fantastic. It has a bad rap. That's how it felt, and I don't think that sticks. I agree with you, but her kitchen,
her kitchen set is amazing. Yeah. But Drew, I say all this. I'm coming at a place.
Yes.
I want you to succeed. And also, I felt so bad for her. Jeff and I watched this today. In the first segment, there was a mistiming, and she had to fill. She thought she was done, and she had 2 more minutes to fill. Can I tell you? There's few worse feelings as someone that does live TV. I felt for her in that moment. So Drew, producers of Drew, let Drew be Drew. Try to say that 50 times. Next in the dish, we're getting a new look at the drama involved in the upcoming season of The Bachelorette. Somewhere Ted is happy. A new dramatic promo dropped last night. Look at this.
Drama this soon is a little bit crazy.
Tuesday, October 13th.
My heart's pounding.
You want clarity.
I'm so falling in love with you.
We caught you in a lie.
You want us to clarify.
I'm not done yet.
You are done. Get out of here.
You want clarification.
You just don't know when it's gonna happen.
But you don't have top secret clearance.
What is happening?
Congratulations, you've just blown up The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette premieres Tuesday, October 13th.
Oh, wow, that's even dramatic for Chris Harrison standards. Congratulations, you blew up The Bachelorette. As we all know by now, Claire left the show after finding love kind of mid-season, and then a new Bachelorette was brought in to replace her. The Bachelorette premieres October 13th on ABC. You know, I don't like this show. Ted watches it, you watch it, Shane watches it. I follow it because I know some of you like it. That promo kind of got me interested.
Really? Even all the Claire?
Oh, please. The promo writers have to do something. There's only so many ways to tease these shows.
It's true.
That was interesting.
It is
but
true.
You broke The Bachelorette.
I mean, especially now that we all know what they're talking about. There's been so many spoilers at this point that, yeah, to play off of it is the only way to make this effective.
And I like kind of how harsh she was. Usually you see the Bachelorettes in these promos, and ABC tries to paint them in like, hi. And she was like, get out of my face! You know what I mean? She was like, when she walked away from that one guy.
Yeah, no, you are done.
Yeah, usually the first promos, they're either crying or be like, hi, I love you. Yeah. This one, she's like, I'm gonna scratch your eyes out and you make me sick. I love it. Next in the dish. excitement for fans of the hit show The Mandalorian. Moments before, this is dramatic, moments before we went on the air, we found out that Disney just dropped your first look at season 2 of the Disney Plus show, one of the biggest hits of the year. The first trailer came out just over an hour ago. Here it is.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction. You must reunite it with its own kind.
Where?
This you must determine. The songs of eons past tell of battles between Mandalore the Great and an order of sorcerers called Jedi.
You expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers?
This is the way.
This is the way. That's right. You must return the child to the Jedi. The first season of the show became a huge hit, going on to earn several Emmy nominations, including Best Drama. I'm going to say the story again. I knew it was a hit, not just with nerds or dudes or Star Wars fans. I was sitting at the Monte Carlo eating those chicken wings.
Oh, so good.
Which I would sell 2 of my relatives on eBay for. I won't tell you which 2 relatives, but I was sitting there eating those chicken wings, loving life. And I heard an older couple, I would predict in their 70s, and the woman looked at her husband and says, "Frank, are we going to go home and watch The Mandalorian this evening?" And I went, "Oh my goodness." It's across all ages and demographics. And Grandma said it exactly, The Mandalorian. Now compare that with Jeff, who's my age. Jeff, when we were doing this story, I said, "Hey, this thing just dropped." He goes, "Is it just about the little green person?" I said, "How dare you? How dare you?" Here he is right here, and he's making noise. I know. Don't listen to Jeff. He's mean and he's horrible. Don't worry about it. At least you don't have to work for him. Anyway, anyway, that's the child, available at Target and Walmart, wherever toys are sold. Yeah. No, this isn't Yoda. Jeff in my ear just says, this isn't Yoda. That's why Disney doesn't like people calling it Baby Yoda, because this is called the child.
Oh.
And this is his debut on our show, and he's going to be added to our shelf over there.
Oh, so, thank goodness.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. Jeff's asked. No, he makes little noises. He's a baby.
Oh, he's giggling.
Yeah, he's a baby.
He's cute.
It sounds like me at a Jason Show meeting after Jeff yells at me. Yeah, anyway, so there he is. Season 2 of The Mandalorian, put him over there. Okay, you can stop now. Comes out October 30th. Moving on, next in the dish. Final preparations are underway for the Emmy Awards happening Sunday night over there on ABC. It's going to be the first major award show that's happening during the pandemic. Jimmy Kimmel is hosting the show and will be the executive producer too. He says the show will have, listen to this, 140 different live cameras. Just think about that. Stationed at homes of nominees, presenters, and more. Kimmel will still do the show live at the Staples Center, and some of the presenters will actually be at the Staples Center too. Despite the uncertainty, Kimmel predicts it will likely be the lowest rated Emmys of all time because of so much competition on TV and streaming. Yeah, well, you got your football. You got your football. And then you got Sunday night, everyone's home, and then streaming. Yeah. I'm going to watch because I'm curious how they're going to do it. Kimmel also talked about being the last host of the Oscars and says the ceremony needs a host. Yes. He says an award show without a host is like a radio station without a disc jockey. And they don't even call him that anymore. Just FYI. Still to come. A local dog guaranteed to make you smile today. I'm talking live to a Minnesota guy who's becoming a big hit on the TikTok with the help of his adorable service dog named Ellie. Wait, there's Ellie right there. Stay with us, everyone. That's next. We're going to put him right over there. Y'all are going to love this. You are going to love it. Welcome back. We all need to smile these days. And one local guy is doing just that on the social media platform TikTok with the help of his adorable dog with a capital A, Ellie. Look.
Ellie, I was really hungry and I ate your food. I promise I'll make it up to you. Would treats make it better? I also have to tell you that I went for a walk with Mom, and we played fetch with another dog. I'm sorry. Will you please forgive us?
That is Kevin Boobles with Ellie, the golden retriever, in one of their many videos on TikTok, getting millions and millions of views. And we're thrilled Kevin and Ellie joined us live this morning. Hey, guys.
Hi there.
Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
Well, you have an interesting story, Kevin, about how you and Ellie kind of came together. Tell the folks that, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. So I was a former Army helicopter pilot, and I was in Afghanistan on a deployment, and we had this service dog that was attached to our unit, and it was pretty awesome. It would fly in our helicopter wearing these, specialized ear and eye protection, and it was just amazing to see the impact that this dog had on soldiers returning from long missions. And so returning home from the deployment, my wife and I decided that we want to do some kind of similar impact in our local community. And so we got Ellie, which is a therapy dog. So different than service dog.
Yes.
So we got Ellie and trained her to be a therapy dog. And we normally volunteer in schools, hospitals, and nursing homes. But it's just amazing to see the impact and the happiness that a therapy dog can spread.
Kevin, first of all, thank you for your service to the country, let me say first and foremost. And was the connection with Ellie immediate, my friend? I mean, did you and your wife, did you know you had a because that is not a dog, Kevin, that is a superstar. Did you know right away?
She's always been really smart and loved to train, and it helps that she's incredibly food motivated. So anything with the treat, she can do whatever you want. But yeah, we've always known she's been special, but she just loves to learn something new. And I mean, sometimes I swear she speaks English, but yeah, it's been kind of from the beginning that she's loved to train, loved to learn, and loved to meet people.
What has it been like for you, Kevin? You've given back so much to see the dog helping so many people, especially as I said in the intro, and a time when we really need some comfort. What is that like for you and your wife to watch your dog providing comfort to so many people?
Yeah, I mean, it's words really can't describe it. It's so impactful and in ways that it's hard to quantify and hard to measure. And that's really why we started her TikTok. So as I mentioned, we normally volunteer in person, and that's how therapy dogs work. But when that pandemic hit, obviously things changed. And we normally go in hospitals and schools, and they were all shut down. So I was doing a virtual therapy session actually with some college students here at the University of Minnesota. And they had mentioned this thing called TikTok. And at the time, I didn't know what TikTok was. This is early February. And I was like, okay, I guess we want to spread smiles, especially in a time of uncertainty. And so that's where we kind of pivoted to TikTok, at least temporarily. And it's been amazing just to see the impact and the happiness that you can spread.
Kevin, I got to tell you, you brought a smile to my face because I'm with you. I'm older than you are, but I am on TikTok. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to properly. So the fact that you didn't know what it was too when you're younger makes me very happy, Kevin.
That's good. That's good.
How long did it take you to get used to it? Because like even the interface confuses me. How long did it take you to figure it out?
I mean, some of it kind of came pretty quickly. I think with a lot of things, there's a lot of luck involved. One of my first videos did really well and was picked up by like the Ellen Show and a couple other things like that. And so from the beginning, I was like, all right, you can reach a lot of people. You can make a lot of happiness, make a big difference. So kind of invested a lot of time and effort in that, learning it a little bit here and there. But yeah, it's one of those things the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay, Kevin, now I just complimented you about how giving you are, but it seems you have also, you've gotten some gifts too. We just saw the video. You trained Ellie to bring you a beer.
Yeah, it's like I said, she loves to do anything. Last night, she grabbed dinner out of the fridge. She brought me steak so we could cook that. But yes, she just loves to learn anything, whether it be grabbing the remote or opening doors, really you name it. She just loves to learn it. And so, yeah, we figured, well, might as well get some benefit out of it too.
You're giving back, you deserve it. Okay, Ellie's gonna get some treats because we have to take a commercial break. More with Kevin and Ellie when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. My mother-in-law wants a dog like that.
Ellie's favorite time of the day. Ellie, do you want your food? Will you help me measure, please? Good girl. Hey, is this right? Hey, sweetie, is that right? Hey, wait! Freedom! Ellie's favorite time.
So good. In that commercial break, I heard from my mother who wants a dog that can get her Starbucks, and my mother-in-law wants a dog that can fetch her a Bud Light. Welcome back. That's Ellie, the golden retriever from Minneapolis, who is a huge star on TikTok with her owner, Kevin. They're back with us. Kevin, now I heard from my producer. Okay, now I don't even need to say anything. Is that a basketball, Kevin?
It is. Ready, set, freedom. Good girl.
Look at that. Okay, because I hear and I follow you. She loves to balance things on her nose. What is like? Was that something you trained, or I mean, she was pretty instinctual with that?
Just instinctual. Loved it. It started with treats where you would grab a treat and you just put it on her nose, and she would just like it and wait until you give her her release word. Freedom. Take it. Freedom. Like, I don't want to.
She's like,
yeah, she's just instinctual.
She's like, I'm on TV right now. I want to do this at my own time. I don't want to seem like I'm hungry. We were also talking during the break, Kevin. We will likely never be caught up in a viral moment where, I mean, maybe we will if I fall or something. But what is it like when you post a video on social media? And did you notice, or your wife, that you're like, wait a minute, we're getting 500,000 and then 700,000 and then 1 million clicks. What was that like?
Definitely surreal. Did not expect it at all. And I will say that it's never been about the numbers. Like, we're humbled by the response, and it's great to meet so many people. But it's really that our goal and mission on TikTok has been spreading smiles and positivity. So when we see those high numbers and we see people commenting that, it's made their day, or it's the only time they smile, they're just all these really impactful things. That's what makes the biggest difference to us. So yeah, it is awesome. But at the end of the day, it's more about spreading that happiness.
Absolutely. Well, what would you say to someone watching? Because I think we try to do that with this show. Someone watching right now that wants to do that mission, because we all need some more smiles. What would you say to a new user on TikTok that wants to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you never know when something's going to go big. I think just stick to your purpose and your mission, and be authentic, and hopefully it works out. And like I said, there's a lot of luck involved too, right? Like, I can't say it was all us or all Ellie. There's definitely luck involved. But I think even if you're impacting one person, it's worth it. And that's always been our mission with every video is if you make one person smile, then it's worth it.
Yeah, because you have, more than 1 million followers, nearly 21 million likes. I mean, that's a lot of smiles that you and Ellie, Ellie looks really bored right now, Kevin, I got to tell you.
She's like, what's going on?
She's like, what is happening? One more before we go. What was it like being on Ellen? Because that's like when you do a viral video, that's kind of like back in the day, if you're a comedian, you wanted to be on Johnny, but for a viral video, it's Ellen. What was that like?
It was pretty cool. I didn't realize, the producer reached out and I was like, is this real? At first I was like, I don't know if this is real or not. Because it was so early on. It was probably within a month of starting our TikTok. And but yeah, it was pretty awesome. Did not expect that, and just to be on a national show like that was pretty amazing.
Are you guys recognized now in the cities?
We've definitely been recognized, and the first time that happened, it was a little weird. But yeah, we've been recognized, which is pretty interesting too.
Have fun with that, Kevin. Well, seriously, thank you guys so much, and really, thanks for what you guys do. We can't say it enough. We're all looking for a moment to smile, and your videos, we've been looking at them around here in preparation for this. So thanks to what you're doing, Kevin.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Be sure to follow them on TikTok. Their handle is Golden Retriever Life. There we go. And if you know a dog that can fetch Starbucks or a Bud Light, please email my family. Need something new to watch? I'm telling ya, I have 2 great ideas. After the break, I'm naming my latest best things ever. 2 documentaries available to stream right now. One on a music producer, David Foster. You will not want to miss this. It's coming up next. So cute. I'm just going to tell you, nothing will be as cute as what we've already had on the show. I mean, maybe. I don't know. When Kendall comes back, that's way more beautiful. But this, sorry, you're stuck with this. We're all looking for new things to watch while we're at home. And I'm helping you out today because it's time for my latest Best Thing Ever. I have two great documentaries to recommend today. The first, I can't wait to talk about this with you. The first focuses on legendary music producer David Foster. Now, if you're kind of like, he sounds familiar, this is why. He's worked with pretty much everyone. And I mean everyone. Barbra Streisand, Whitney Houston, Michael Bublé, Natalie Cole, Josh Groban, blah, 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 blah. I could go on. Everybody. Here he is in one of the moments talking about the first time he met Celine Dion. Listen.
He came and he watched a show, and then we met after.
When I heard her sing, it was like that when you watch a movie and everything just goes. It was her and her singing. And it was just this phenomenal thing. I went, my God, millions and millions of people are going to love this woman.
Foster went on to produce all of Celine's early English albums, helping to make her literally one of the biggest stars in the world. And one of the things that he does so well, and you notice this, is he gets the best out of all of the artists he works with. And Celine tells a great story of where he makes her do this note. She has a key change that you should only really do once, and he made her do it like 7 times. Even though Celine hated it at the moment, she had to admit that David was right, that he gets the best out of all the performers he works with, especially this next story, because Foster also talks about working with the legend, the voice, as she's known, Whitney Houston, on the Bodyguard soundtrack. This, my friends, is probably the most interesting portion of the documentary, so I don't want to give everything away. I want you to discover some things, but all you need to know is this. Without David Foster, the Bodyguard soundtrack would have been much different than what we know today. One of the things you discover is there originally wasn't going to be a lot of music in the Bodyguard. There wasn't, shockingly, but that changed for a reason that you will see. And also, I Will Always Love You, arguably Whitney's biggest hit, was very, very different. I'll just tell you a little bit about it. There was supposed to be instruments at the beginning. You know, when she sings a cappella at the very beginning of that song, David Foster wanted instruments. He was so determined to get instruments. And Clive Davis, y'all know Clive, longtime music mogul with Whitney, argued. They fought. They hung up on each other. They cussed at each other. And Clive said, no, you don't understand. The a cappella moment makes that song special. David thought radio stations would never play that song if Whitney sang a cappella. And David had to admit, for one of the few times in his life, he was wrong. He was wrong. He's also worked on the Rocky Horror Show. He discovered Josh Groban. That is a story with Celine that I don't want to give away. I want you to discover it for yourself. And another thing, I forgot that he worked with Chicago. And he was kind of the Yoko Ono of Chicago. He was instrumental in a big riff between Peter Cetera and the legendary band. Endless stories. I'm telling you, even if you're a modest music fan, you will love David Foster, Off the Record, and you can find it on Netflix. Oh, I could talk about this one all day, but we have another one to talk about. My next recommendation is a documentary on HBO Max. Keep it, I know, there's too many streaming services. HBO Max. It's about an amusement park, Jason, try to say that, like no other in New Jersey. It's called Class Action Park. Look.
Build it higher, make it faster. People control the action.
Combine that with liquor and anything goes.
There were no rules. For a lot of kids, that was heaven.
And if you couldn't swim well, yikes.
I don't think you can understand a place like Action Park if you don't understand the kind of minds that build it.
A lot of people wish they could ignore rules. Gene actually did that. Nobody would give him insurance, so he created his own insurance company and then insured himself.
It did bring sometimes a criminal element.
Boy, did it ever. The movie documents the creation and controversy surrounding Action Park, which became the place to go in the New York, New Jersey area during the 80s. Safety wasn't a big concern at all. At all. And several people ended up dying inside the park. I'm not joking. One you will meet toward the end, a mother with a heartbreaking story about how her son died there going down like a bobsled ride. This was unbelievable for all of us in the Midwest. I saw Jimmy Kimmel on his show talking about this. He's like, oh yeah, if you grew up in New Jersey in the 80s, you knew about Action Park. Rules didn't matter, and that was kind of the thing for the 80s. I always joke, people didn't care about kids in the 80s, but it was all about danger, and this park personified that attitude. There were many moments during Class Action Park that my mouth kind of fell open because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Again, an amusement park that doesn't close after 1 death, 2 deaths, 3 deaths? Yeah, this is all here. Class Action Park and David Foster Off the Record are my latest best things ever. And again, you can find Class Action Park on HBO Max. That's their new streaming service. It's probably the only thing I've watched on that since it debuted. Just saying. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us. Kendall's coming back right after this break.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
Making it a good day with the boys of Yam House. Sincerely, thanks everybody. I want to say too, thanks for supporting the guys. A local band trying to make it. They were getting ready to go on a world tour. And then COVID happened. The arts community, we cover a lot of the restaurant community, and everyone's suffering. Downtown businesses, but the art scene is really, really suffering as well. So thanks to all of you, the Jason Show family that have supported Yam House. It really means a lot to the guys, especially now. And they couldn't be nicer.
They're so kind.
That's what it is. They're just classy and kind. Yeah. Classy contemporary, as Sheila Oliver says. Hey, speaking of social media, I'm looking at comments. I got to tell you. Usually there's about 20% of people that disagree with us about any given thing.
Yep.
The Tyra Banks Dancing with the Stars thing, it is pretty universal that people do not like her as the host of that show. And I got to tell you, I don't know why you got rid of Tom. I don't know if it was an age thing, or you thinking that young people don't like Tom because he's in his 60s.
We love Tom.
I think that's so antiquated thinking. Tom is a master of live television, and I think you really screwed up. And my prediction, if the ratings dip this season, it's done. This will be the last season of Dancing with the Stars. I really do.
How are we going to get on it, Jason?
Well, we're not going to be on it. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search for Jason Show TV. That's easy. We'll be right back. Easy pleasy. Cover girl. Welcome back, everyone. Still looking for that dog that can get Starbucks for my mom.
Yeah.
Now there's high expectations. When you see a dog, like we saw Ellie getting a beer for its owner, that sets high expectations for any dog that comes after.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be a dog.
I can't imagine. Look, Dexter would like basically. Dexter
Inhale
would.
it.
Well, no, Dexter would look at me like, "What do you want from me?" Dexter's he's so full of attitude. I don't know where he gets that from.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Weird.
Again, I've said it many times. They say the saying is you start to look like the dogs start to look like your owner. No, I think the dog starts to take on the attitude of the owner because Dexter pouts. Ding. Dexter is moody. Ding. I could go on, and Biggie is very much like Colin, happy. Has secondhand embarrassment,
Turns around at the TV sometimes.
Turns around at the TV, yeah. So one more reminder, again, this is the little green guy, as Jeff refers to him. The big trailer for The Mandalorian dropped, and Kendall's very excited. She's getting Disney Plus just for The Mandalorian.
So excited. We signed up.
You're not alone. A lot of people, I'm telling you, across all demographics. That's why this is nominated for Emmy. If you're questioning it, it's not just a Star Wars show. It's just a good show in general. That's right. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, Pizza Week continues. This time we visit a newer pizza joint offering up Detroit-style pizza in the North Loop. Don't miss Rectangle tomorrow. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.